35192 if you want to send a text. AlanCoxShow.com for all the other stuff. Thank you to Honk Lamarck for being first one back in our video department as we return for 2022. Bang up job there from Honk Lamarck. Your Cleveland Cavaliers lost by a few. No, they won.
No, they won.
They beat the Pacers last night, 108 to 104. They will play tomorrow night here at home against the Grizzlies of Memphis, Tennessee. Cavs grab Rajon Rondo from the Lakers. I'm sure he's very pleased about that. And there you go. So tomorrow night, 7 o'clock here on WMMS, your FM home for Cleveland Cavaliers basketball. Remember, hoops, appropriately enough, is the word for January. Get you 20% off whatever you get at Cleveland Clothing Company. Whether it's MMS retro merch, got the new MMS hoodies, or whatever else might catch your fancy. So because we were all locked down at home over the break, we watched a lot of television, watched a lot of movies, whatever. Is anybody watching Welcome to Earth, that Will Smith exploration show on National Geographic?
No.
Man, it's a good show.
I figured it would be. I saw
they're running a lot of commercials for it, and I was like, okay, it's going to be another guy who's going to go, wow, this is wild.
Look at that owl.
Look at that.
What is it on?
It's on
National Geographic.
I think we're watching it on Disney Plus.
Okay, I think it's.
They have a lot of Nat Geo stuff on Disney Plus, but it's only 6 episodes. I think they're an hour piece. But it's like him doing stuff, but it's interspersed with other people who are explorers and photographers, and so it's like really well produced, and he's great. It's very entertaining.
I only like when he punches aliens and says "Welcome to Earth."
Well, yeah, that's yeah. When he's talking to like a Senegalese, safari driver, and he's like, I guess that snake didn't see Men in Black, and the guy just kind of stares at him. That's great because he's trying to be funny. But the hardest thing over the break was. My daughter's refrain was always, let's find something we all like. And of course, I'm a dick. So I go, if that doesn't exist, we can't, and Gwen's elbowing me or whatever. And I go, there's nothing that all three of us are going to like, right? So we watched a lot of, there's this show called The Incredible Dr. Pol. Has anybody ever watched The Incredible Dr. Pol? It's this Dutch veterinarian who's ensconced up in like central Michigan. So he's like, rural Michigan. This guy's been there for 40 years, and he's going shoulder deep on cows, and it's a very graphic show. But my daughter, has aspirations of veterinary science because she's a girl and she's a little kid, and sooner or later you're going to have a young Mary Santora probably had a brief dalliance. You never wanted to be a vet?
No. I wanted to be in the FBI because I saw Miss Congeniality when I was about 7, and I was like, that's going to be me. I'm going to be the pretty FBI agent.
You thought that, wow, she thought very highly of herself back then, too. She's like, I'm not only going to be in the FBI, I'm going to be in the pretty FBI.
She wasn't pretty at first.
The PFBI, yeah.
When I was little like that, my mom had me in pageants and stuff, so I had
you were a pageant
large
kid.
head from a young age.
Yeah.
And then, I saw Miss Congeniality, and I was like, that's me. That's going to be me one day. I'm going to fight crime and infiltrate a beauty pageant at the same time.
In your mind, you thought that's how the FBI works.
Yes.
They're always infiltrating beauty pageants.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or that would be my specialty, at least, to find all the bad people, the criminals in the pageant ring.
Yeah, it's the mothers.
Yeah, right.
But it can't be that far off in real life. I mean, I know that there's a field office in Cleveland, and we've got people who work for the Bureau. That's what they call it. The cool people call it the Bureau, right? The Bureau. You'd have to call it the Bureau if you're in it.
You're never going to believe this, Alan. There's a time in my life where I also wanted to be an FBI agent.
A beauty pageant agent?
Female body inspector?
You better believe it.
He also wanted to be the pretty one in infesting. That's not the word. Infiltrating.
Infesting.
Sorry, all this bug bite talk has really got me wound up. He wanted to be the pretty one infiltrating beauty pageants, too. But there's got to be, you figure if you're a hot girl with the FBI, they're going to go, hey, we need you for Project Miss USA or whatever.
Yeah. You got to
right?
do hot girl stuff.
You got to do hot girl stuff.
Undercover hot girl stuff.
Yep.
I have to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. Okay. All right. I'll figure out what's going on the field.
Glad I kept it tight. Now that I'm being called to serve my country.
Yeah, I know.
Got to make sure you know stuff. You don't want to just be a pretty face.
No.
That can jam you up.
That's the whole point, is that you can be. And then, you know what other movie made me want to? This is two opposite ends of the spectrum.
Legally Blonde.
No. Miss Congeniality made me want to be in the FBI.
And Miss Congeniality 2 still made you want to be in the FBI.
So did the Hannibal Lecter movie. I wanted
Silence
to
of the Lambs. You want to be Clarice Starling.
Yeah. Where I was like, I could go talk to psychopaths. I would like to talk to murderers and find out what's going on.
And now you do it for a living.
Right.
Ah, it's beautiful.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S.
She blew the whole operation. That was an FBI. She blew the entire operation. She's a plant.
I want that speech on a
Obviously.
coaster.
She's as smart as a plant. What?
I want that speech on a coaster.
What
What is this?
What is the premise of Miss Congeniality 2? Was there another pageant that she had to infiltrate?
I don't remember. It's a different guy, though. I thought the love interest in the first one was so hot.
Benjamin Bratt.
Yeah, and then in Miss Congeniality 2, it's not the same guy.
Miss Congeniality 2, armed and fabulous. She works for the, she's dealing with very public attention thanks to her waltz down the runway. Her overnight celebrity, however, does not impress her new partner. But they have to put aside their differences when one of her former beauty queen pals turns up missing.
I was like, I think it's a
there you
kidnapping.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the girl that says, "What's your idea of a perfect date?"
April 25th.
April 25th. It's not too cold. It's not too warm.
All you need is a light jacket.
A light jacket.
Definitely not Rain Man.
That girl goes missing, and the FBI has to be on the case.
Got it. That
So,
makes sense.
those were
because
very-
it'd been ridiculous if she had to infiltrate another beauty contest.
That's right.
The bad lady wasn't Martha Stewart. Who was it in the first one? She looks like Martha Stewart.
Candace Bergen.
Is that her name?
Yeah, Candy Bergen. Miss
Murphy Brown.
Murphy Brown. There you go. Miss Congeniality made $212 million. It was a huge movie. Yeah.
What was the budget?
$45 million.
Oh my God.
So they you got to make twice your production budget to break even. They made more than enough and that was 2000.
I loved that
so
movie.
that was
I was 10, yeah.
That was kind of when Sandra Bullock was becoming a thing. Like it was post Speed, so she could
But
get
she had done like
She'd done Speed and she'd done The Net and she
the
was
Runaway Bride. Was that her? No, that was
no,
Julia
Julia
Roberts.
Roberts.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was a very big star at that point.
Yeah, I loved her.
But she hadn't made it. She was still rom-coms in like kind of weird action movies.
Yes.
She hadn't become. She hadn't done The Blind Side, which made her. That's when people were like, "Oh, she's a legit actress."
Serious actress.
Because she had done like While You Were Sleeping. Right, they're throwing her in rom-coms.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Net. Oh God, The Net.
Well, I brought up The Net because I watched so much Seinfeld.
When Dennis Miller gets killed, I think in The Net.
I watched so much Seinfeld, and that's what makes Frank Costanza start selling computers.
It's The Net.
I was watching The Net. Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
You were talking about
Time to Kill. She was good in that too.
Yeah.
the National Geographic show. One of the only things that calmed me down when I had COVID and made me like kind of get out of my own head for a minute was watching animal documentaries, because I think it just broke it down to be like, all right, you have COVID killed your dad, you're having an anxiety attack, but that cheetah has to worry about living every single day.
Yeah, it's perspective.
Yeah,
Animal perspective.
It really was, where it made me feel like, okay, you're just going to be sick for a few days, and we're going to be okay. And but look at that little cheetah cub. He doesn't even know what his life is. And
We're
his
watching
life's
this Will
trying to eat
Smith
him.
thing, and they're trying to track this wildebeest migration, and they have to get across this river, and there's thousands and thousands of them.
Yeah.
And most of them are going to make it, but a lot of them
Just float away.
No, chomped immediately
by
by
the
crocodiles.
alligator? Yeah.
By crocodiles. Yeah, they immediately go at these wildebeests.
There was like one with these sea otters, and most of them got
otters?
away but the one of baby was too like small to swim against the current, so the mom just like watched it drown away, and he was like, all right, well, I guess you're not my son anymore.
Drown away.
It's like, damn.
Everybody got to pull your own weight.
Right.
I can't watch any of that stuff because my dog loses her mind if she sees an animal on TV.
Really?
Oh, she's one of those animals.
Yeah, because she's like, they're in our space. Like, I tried
She's
doing the thing.
protecting her space.
Yeah. She's like, she sees a duck on the TV. She's like, what the hell is that thing doing in here?
Wow.
Yeah.
I was watching a big cat documentary, and I'm like, man, these animals are amazing. And I'm like all in awe of it. And then I look over at my stupid cat licking
It's called
her
Tiger King, Mary. Everybody else watched it a couple of years ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tiger King.
Oh, you watched?
You didn't watch the new
I
one,
did not
you?
watch the new one, but I got really into Ghost Adventures over
My wife
quarantine
loves
as
that
well.
show.
I was texting her about it, and in one of the specialty episodes, I watched it for like 7 straight hours one day, and it was not a good thing because I didn't sleep for like 2 days after that. But they go to Tiger King's house. They go to Joe Exotic's trailer, and they like conjure spirits. And they found Travis Maldonado's spirit in his trailer, and it was like pointing to a hat that he used to have that Joe Exotic took from him as punishment. Dude, it was wild. That episode was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, they've really stretched the limits of what constitutes ghost activity or,
Whatever, dude.
We're in Tiger King's trailer. That Zach Bagans Haunted Museum in Vegas. My wife dragged me to that. It's 115 degrees outside. Every wall painted black in this joint. Like, oh my God, like $80 a head to get in.
Dude.
She loves that show, though.
I was watching it, and I enjoyed it, but I also was like, this is a good show for me because it is showing me that maybe some things are exaggerated for television. It's not.
You're just now learning that.
Is perhaps a chance that on Ghost Adventures they will exaggerate
Travel Channel.
for television.
I just love when they get in front of the camera and then it's just like they know it's action, like it's like acting time. They're like, oh, I just feel it through my body. I can
Yes.
feel it through my entire spirit.
No, man,
Oh,
I just, something's stabbing me in the side.
I'm so cold, bro. You don't understand. I'm so cold. You don't
Right.
get it.
No, I like where they subtitle the EVPs.
Yes.
When the ghosts are allegedly talking, they go, did you hear that? And it's
They
just
do. Where do the voices come from?
nothing but
paragraph.
it's nothing but static.
Where do the
but at the
voices come
bottom
from?
of the screen it says, jump out the window.
No,
did
this
you hear
just said,
that?
leave.
Shh, it said leave.
said,
No, it didn't.
Let's go, Brandon. What is that? Let's go.
Yeah. But it said it backwards.
Dude.
The other show my wife loves is a show called Dead Files. Have you ever watched Dead Files?
No.
See, they try to give this thing a patina, and it's been on for 10 years, right? I think they're still making new shows, producing this. And they try to give it this, you know, we're not like other shows. We've got a retired New York City cop.
Right.
And so it's got, hey, I was with the New York Police Department for 20 years. Now I go around researching, and it's him and this girl.
Resigned in shame.
Yeah, and it's this girl with him. She's the medium, right?
Yeah.
Closer to a large. But you get what I'm saying. And so she's sitting there, and the cop is like really serious and talking to these people. Always white people, by the way. Always, who think that there's demons in their house. They're trying to get them out, you know. And then this woman has to come in and she's drawing pictures. Is this what you saw? And they're like, oh, yes, it is.
Dude.
And, oh, we're here. Well, you've got to move out of your house. My wife's watched this one day. I go, this would be a great show for the Travel Channel, quite frankly, because what they should do is they should pair these mediums with realtors because they're telling these people that
would
there's
be perfect.
why haven't they thought of this? They're like, hey, you've got to move out of this house because there's demon energy here. We've got this beautiful 2-bedroom.
Yeah, 2 bath.
Yeah, 2-bath,
Right on the water.
row house right over here. I don't know why they haven't combined these, but
I just like that switch where it's like dark and gloomy and the spirits, and then it's like, it's like they're walking on a beach. Like, my dream house has a walk-in closet.
our budget is $150,000. We like 8 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms.
I would like it to go the opposite way where they have to choose between 3 haunted homes.
Yes,
Nobody would do that.
somebody would.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
for the show.
They're
yeah.
amazing houses, houses.
But it is
but
for
they
sure
are
haunted.
unequivocally haunted. Like if they could prove whatever,
Yeah, right.
they go,
Of course.
here are amazing houses.
Cheap.
They're all haunted. And each one of them, something awful happened, but something different. You know, this guy shot his whole family in the face, then killed himself. This house over here, you know, it's got a beautiful backyard. It's got a built-in pizza oven. Just the dumbest crap that they're trying to get up.
But that is
real
where
estate coming to discover.
on this beautiful patio with the built-in pizza oven is where the entire cult drank the Kool-Aid. So that is something. There was a mass suicide here, but
There has to be a show like that.
$1 ghosting.
Something.
But the open floor plan just allowed for such great access for all of them when they were getting the Kool-Aid.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could kind of see everything that was going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, between Ghost Adventures and Dead Files, and, you know, I guess these shows are on the Travel Channel. They
are, yeah.
They park them right over there on the Travel
It's
Channel.
become like supernatural zone over there.
It's cool though, because a lot of those I've noticed are have houses here. Like they had one on the east side of Cleveland. It was a church. It was an old church.
On the ghost shows?
Yes. It's very, very haunted, and it's like on the east side, like East 55th or something like that. And it was this super old church, and it looked hella creepy. Like if there was a such thing as having a haunted place, that place would be haunted. It looked hella scary.
There's the name of the show, Hella Creepy. Premieres tomorrow night on the Travel Channel.
Hella scary.
And they have a lot of them. There's a lot of old homes here in Ohio, like Northeast Ohio, like a lot of runaway
you-
slave houses and stuff.
Yeah. Did you guys read the Haunted Ohio books in like elementary school? Did any of you read those?
I was in Illinois in elementary school, so I
not
did
you.
not read
You
Haunted
don't-
Ohio.
And also, ghosts were just getting started back then.
That's true. It was the 20s.
right.
No, they have like a series of books called Haunted Ohio where they like talk about like Crybaby Bridge and places like that are.
We used to have Renner come in.
Yeah, Renner would come in
It
and
came
talk
from
about
Ohio.
it.
Okay,
He'd come in and tell those stories.
They were like for little kids, you know. But
Yep.
yeah.
little kids.
No, I mean, but they were just like, hey, these are real places, and here's the weird stuff that happened there. What do you think? You know?
Kids, get in a circle on the rug, and I hope you remember to wear your poop-proof pants. 'Cause we're going to be reading ghost stories today.
I watched, after like hour 3 of watching Ghost Adventures, the next one that was coming on was supposedly like top 3 scariest, spookiest episodes. So I decided to film my reactions of it, and I put them on Instagram, and it bombed so hard. Nobody watched it. I was like, oh, people are going to love this, watching me be scared. And it got like
You thought people will love
2,000
watching me
views.
be scared.
Because I'm like,
You are adorable.
I know. That's how bored I was in quarantine, that I was like, TikTok had gotten to my brain because I had spent so much time on the internet that I was like, oh, reaction videos are huge.
Yeah.
People are going to love this content.
Oh, I lifted my phone twice over the break. It
I
was
spent
heaven.
17 hours a day on my phone.
Yeah, my screen time like that week between Christmas and New Year's was like 15 hours.
It was so
It
much.
was so much.
I could not get off TikTok.
Alan
very
Poundcake's talking
addictive.
about House of Willis.
Yep, that's it.
Used to be a funeral home.
Yeah, it's a funeral home.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Those kind of places.
So if you ask what you talking about, he can say
House of Willis.
House of Willis.
But those
But why
type
would
of
they
places,
haunt a funeral home?
not haunt, but they have like,
Inhabit.
there's what's some
Go
looking
ahead.
for, like orbs, like spirits.
Orbs.
Like,
Orbs. I love the orbs too. Oh, it's orbs.
Synonym
It's
for
orb.
orb.
You know what I mean? But there's like an aura of spookiness around all the dead
Okay.
people. Like
Yeah.
a cemetery. It's not a happy-go-lucky place.
And plus, people summon spirits there.
It's
like,
got built-in mojo. It's bad
Yes.
mojo is what you're saying.
the devil worshippers go there, and they have like their little seance, and yeah,
Huh. All right.
because they summon spirits and then they trap them there. So then they
Trap
everyone gets
them
pissed.
there.
Yeah, they get pissed, and then when people go looky-loos like Mary, like, oh, I just want to see. I think it'll be fun, and then they go, and that's when they start killing people.
Everything you know about me, what makes you think I would just go hang out at a funeral home for fun?
I feel like Jason and Rachel would do that.
They might.
Oh
I
yeah,
would
they
would
love that
totally
kind of
go.
stuff.
Not me, man.
I
I'm
bet,
not
I
into that
guarantee you,
at all.
Jason has probably gone to House of Willis. Now that I think about it, he goes to a lot of abandoned buildings and takes pictures.
House of Willis. All right.
Don't you talk about House of Willis?
Well, or you could just call it Willis. I mean, it'd be okay. Yeah.
It makes it sound spookier if you call it House of Willis. If you just call it
House.
If it's the Willis house or just Willis.
Willis House. Yeah. Well, all right. Alan Cox Show After Hours line. Anytime you want to leave us a message there, you certainly can do that. It's 216-986-8903.
Hello, all. Happy New Year. Just want to say to Bill Squire, happy last day of Ben Roethlisberger's career, and congratulations on what I predict to be 5 years of the Pittsburgh Steelers being at the bottom of the AFC North. Thanks for a great show. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Bill, your thoughts? Steelers-Browns tonight, Heinz Field, 8:30 Eastern Time.
I wouldn't be upset if he got arrested mid-game.
Pulls an Antonio Brown, just runs off the field, strips. All right. Well,
That Antonio Brown video is hilarious. Poor guy, though. He's got some...
It's like
pretty
he's got
funny.
CTE.
Yeah, something's not going on.
yeah, but with
right
everything
there.
else this guy did, this is where they go, I'm sorry, that's a bridge too far. He walked off and left his team. He broke the wrong rule. Yeah, well, okay. So best you can hope for then is maybe some lasting cerebral cortex damage to Ben Roethlisberger, or
Right.
yeah,
Something like that. I posted a meme on my Instagram story, and it's the impractical jokers saying, "Okay, now take off your clothes and retire," and then it's Antonio Brown.
I never watched that show, but
So
they were in
fun.
the news
Yeah.
because like one of the
Joke, yeah.
dudes goes, "I'm getting divorced, and so I got to leave the show." Because again, I watched that show, but I just thought the story was funny.
Yeah, Joe Gatto.
Why would
Gatto.
Why would you leave your source of income when you're getting divorced?
He
That
doesn't want
might
to
be
share it.
why he has to leave.
Huh?
It might be like, hey, this ruined my marriage.
Right, ruined is past tense. Nothing you can do about it now. Ruined.
Maybe that's part of the custody agreement?
That can't be right.
have no
They're
idea.
splitting up. Yeah,
I
maybe.
don't know.
I think this is a get ahead of a bad situation move.
Oh, you think so?
That's
She's
what I
probably going to
think.
accuse him of some stuff, and then
Oh, so something where he would have gotten kicked off anyway?
Yeah.
Oh no, kicked out of the Impractical Jokers.
Dude, they make so
How
much
can-
money.
I'm sure they do,
They got
but still, it's
cruises
like,
and all kinds of stuff.
I can't believe they're still going, though, because they're so famous. When do you ever do a prank and not, like, everybody knows exactly who they are?
But not really.
boy, I wouldn't know these
depending on
guys if
where
I
they
saw them
are.
right next to me.
Right.
cruises.
They do, yeah. They do the Impractical Joker cruises. The only reason I know that is because they have comics come on and work the cruise ship
Yeah.
for a week. So that's like a huge deal, is to be able to work one of the Impractical Joker cruises, because they have such a rabid fan base. And I'm
Yeah, they do
assuming they
arena
pay
tours,
real well.
yeah.
But yeah.
They do like practical jokes on stage.
No,
No,
that's
because
just
they're
like
an
a
improv
Q&A.
troupe.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I
so
see.
they'll do, like, that's where they started, was, like, doing improv. So they'll do their live version, and then they'll show clips from the show and then tell behind
Oh,
the
I
scenes
see.
And
stories.
comics will open for them.
Yeah.
But Sal Volcano, he's actually
good
a
stand-up, yeah.
stand-up. But the other three are, yeah, they just like joke around and riff and stuff.
Impractically, from what I understand.
And they joke impractically.
Yeah.
You think it's going to be practical, but it's not.
It's not going to be practical. Guess what isn't impractical? Alimony. All right, guys. I got to take a break. If you want to get a text in for anything, 35192. I will have, by the way, this week, be thinking ahead to 510 all week. We've got last-minute trips for you and a pal to L.A. for our Alter Ego Festival that is happening out there in a couple of weeks.